Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Everything Nerd podcast, where we pretty much talk about everything nerdy. And today, I will be joined by Calvin Hagman, talking about Zootopia 2. Firstly, we're going to talk about the good.
I think Zootopia was pretty good. There's a good structure in it. There was...
Maybe even better than the original.
I would say so.
Yeah, and I just thought the villain had an amazing twist. Spoiler alert, by the way. But I thought the villain had an amazing twist, and I felt there was something to enjoy in every single frame. Do you agree with that statement, Calvin?
I would say so. I mean,
yeah.
I like the fact that they didn't try and add a bunch of, weird love like they did in other movies.
Exactly.
What are they doing there?
I think you're cooking with that, Calvin.
Yeah, thanks.
I think you truly are cooking with that. And I truly believe Disney sequels have been good lately. With Inside Out 2, with Zootopia 2.
Inside Out 2 was actually kind of cringe. I would say that those very weird, awkward parts were just so hard to watch. And there were a lot of those.
Yeah. But that may have been what made it so great. But otherwise, I do believe Zootopia 2 not only improved on the original, but also is just a genuinely good Disney movie where I feel like it's almost a return to form, eh?
Yes, I would agree with that. I think Zootopia 2 is probably the best movie I've seen that Disney's brought out all year.
Completely agree. Absolutely, completely agree. And I really do, what else? There's a lot of positives I have with this movie, including, some of the references I thought were just hitting all the notes.
Yeah.
And then, also, the biomes I found really interesting, and as someone who hasn't been into kids' films and thought they were too kiddie, I thought they went there. They had really interesting things in each of the biomes, and they had some adult jokes also, so it was overall an amazing fun time for both adults and kids.
I would completely agree with that. I would also say that it was actually pretty dark sometimes.
Yeah.
There was that part where that lynx kind of stabbed her in the neck.
Yeah, and I thought that twist was amazing.
The twist was good, but it was kind of shocking to see how almost graphic they would go.
Yeah, that was pretty graphic.
I mean, it was deep. I respect what they did there, but it was kind of
they did kind of mirror The Shining there with the axe and everything. Did you? There's a reference.
Yes.
And now, do you want to move to some of our negatives?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. I thought there's 15 minutes in the middle that kind of lost me. When they're going up that hill and they're lost after that one water biome.
There were parts where it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but other than that, everything else was good. There's just some parts.
It not helped when there's 3 8-year-old girls screaming the whole time, but...
Yep.
Hard
to concentrate.
We went to go see it together, by the way, but I think overall it was a good time, and what I'm gonna give it personally, an 8. Actually, I'm going to go for a 9 out of 10. What about you, Calvin?
I'm going to say an 8.7.
Yeah, that's a great score. And overall, it makes me hopeful for the future of Disney. And also, I really enjoyed the after credits scene. So we'll see what's to come with the future of Zootopia.
Well, we know it was coming.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
no spoilers.
Now, I will be saying goodbye to Calvin and moving on to talking about some other things.
All right. See ya.
See you, Calvin. Guess what, guys? It's that time to talk about Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. Now, I believe this is a great season of television, and I would overall give it an 8 out of 10. The reasoning for this lower score for Stranger Things, as I've loved all the seasons, is because the dialogue is quite clunky this time around, and I feel like we've waited a long time for this, just for the dialogue to be clunky in some episodes. However, I believe there are clear standouts where the dialogue is not clunky and actually really well written, and I think the acting from all of these characters is simply amazing. I just do believe the dialogue is quite odd at times. I believe the clear standouts are Will Byers, and I think Mike Wheeler this time around is much more of an improved character with much better writing and much more of a clear motive. And I believe there were some surprises, as there was an attack on the Wheeler family where we didn't know if they would make it out of there alive, which they made it out, but at what cost? They lost their daughter, and they even had like near-death experiences. Like, one of the family members is in a coma, and the other one is really badly injured, but I enjoyed that they fought back, and I just think what happened in these couple of episodes was amazing, and I believe the new characters were a welcome addition, and I just think overall the episodes were a great batch, and I think that the finale was arguably the best to these batch of episodes, and I believe Will channeling those powers was simply amazing. And I overall think where they're going can either go terribly wrong and shift the story in the wrong direction, or go amazing and just make for a great finale to the show. And I will say, arguably one of my favorite parts was the Demogorgon attack on just where the military was fighting them, and it was almost like a one take, and I just, as a kid who's taking tech right now, I just remembered like they were just hitting all those right notes with the camera angles, and it was just nice looking back on that with all my new knowledge for film, even though this is a TV show. That just shows how much the directors really care about this show. And yeah, now moving on to some of my negatives. I did start off with talking about how the dialogue was rather clunky, but I just felt like I had to get that out of the way. Other than that, I feel like my favorite character is kind of being butchered this season. I feel his character isn't just in the right place, and I get that his feelings and everything, and I get how certain character interactions work, and I think those will improve over time, and I like that arc. But other than that, he's still putting himself out there for this girl, and I just feel that's been going on for too many seasons, and I feel like his character development is going down the drain, and I just don't want that for his character. Maybe there'll be a better reason for this, but overall, I've enjoyed these batch of episodes. It's just that there are a few big errors that they're going through. Overall, yeah, it's like an 8 out of 10 for me.